All right, so we're getting into a conversation. We'll get there in a minute. And of course, JMMB Bank, and of course, Trinidad and Tobago Limited, launched its newest branch in Tobago. And of course, we'll get into the details in a few minutes. And I'm waiting on my cue, and we'll have that conversation. Very important, of course, all the banking institutions provide services, loans, credit cards, and all the details that you need for your convenience. And JMB adds to the, your choice. And of course, we'll get into why you would choose JMMB. And so as soon as we're ready, we'll have that conversation. And as we talk banking, obviously, introduce our children in the culture of savings, and of course, ensuring that they are, able to be, train them to be thrifty as part of how you develop your children so that they know to value their earnings and so on. So it's very important that we have these conversations, and we will speak with the manager. And of course, he's Jason Baptiste, General Manager of JMMB Tobago. All right, so let's bring him in. Good morning and welcome, sir.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Very good.
Thank you.
All right, so in my preamble there just now, let's go. How many branches are there of JMMB in Trinidad and Tobago, and why Tobago has to establish this new branch?
So thank you again. So we are very excited to be opening our 6th location in Trinidad and Tobago, and Tobago will be the 6th location for JMMB. We opened another location last year in Princestown, but for a number of years we've been looking at the opportunity in Tobago. I'm very excited that come Monday, June 16th, we'll be opening our full bank branch, JMMB Bank, in Tobago.
Fantastic. There is a JMMB Express in Tobago.
Yes.
Just differentiate the difference and what this brings difference.
So the JMMB group has been operating in Trinidad and Tobago as a brand for more than a decade. We've been here for almost 20 years through different partnerships. So we have JMMB Investments, which is also in Scarborough, offering investment and advice and brokerage solutions. And we also have JMMB Express Finance, which we launched about 7 years ago. That institution provides specific unsecured financing to clients up to $100,000. But JMMB Bank now comes and provides the entire suite of solutions that you would be looking for as a client: checking accounts, debit cards, US dollar accounts, mortgages, car loans, unsecured. So we are excited about bringing the full gamut of services to Tobago, and
Fantastic. Naturally, persons listening and hearing this, they would like to know the opening date and, of course, the operation hours.
Sure. So we are opening Monday morning at 9 a.m., Monday to Thursday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., and Fridays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We are located at Gulf City Mall, Lowlands, just right next door to the movie town. You should see our signage up already. And yes, we're very excited to welcome existing and new clients. And that's one of the things that also led us to consider. We had clients in Tobago having to travel to Trinidad to complete their banking business. And that was one of the signs that we saw of opportunity for us to come into the Tobago market, and we're extremely excited.
All right. You said you're open for new clients. How do you become a member of JMMB?
Well, you have to be able to, it depends on the services that you want, but to open an account, you need to have 2 forms of ID, a proof of address, and understanding income, whether or not that is self-employed income or a job letter. Come and chat with us. We'll walk you through it. And that's the message that we want to be able to send to clients. Come and chat with us. No matter your personal or financial, you're not sure, let's walk with you with that journey. We have a resource center, for instance, an SME resource center. Whether or not you're a client of JMMB or not, we have opened that up to everyone because that is about financial empowerment and about growth.
Very good. All right, you mentioned how you're eligible to become a member of JMMB. That sounds very simple. In other banks, you have to go through tooth and nail, particularly for an NGO or for a business account.
Yeah.
For businesses or NGO that wants to open an account, Well, I know 2 IDs and so on would not be
No,
but just go through what.
So you're gonna not gonna hold me to that. So the list of documents regulated will be longer, right? So again, what I would say is let's reverse the engineer that. So provide us a company name. Let's look at the information that's listed on the company, right? So your articles of incorporation, your certificate of incorporation. The central bank and the requirements is that we have to have financials. But again, let's work through. It doesn't have to be audited. Some people say, well, you have to have audited financials. No, you don't need audited financials. You need financials in any form, right? So we could take your accounts. We could take I've taken person's ledger and be able to say, okay, I understand what your flows are for the last 3 years, or we will help to build what your predicted flows are going forward. We are very open to clients, especially for business accounts, I would say. We launched a unique product in October of last year, a Visa business debit card. I'm very excited for it. One of the things that I've been an entrepreneur myself is that you're taking time in during the day to go to the bank to make a deposit and lining up. That's costing you time. So the Visa Business Debit Card will allow you to use our ATM, our smart ATM, to get automatic credit for cash transactions and to lodge your checks immediately. It also means that when you go out to do purchases, instead of trying to transfer the money to your personal account and tracking it, you can just swipe your card. So we're very, very excited about it. I am going to offer it to clients who open business accounts this year with no charge for the rest of the year in terms of, because we really want to encourage, and we saw a great response in Trinidad, again, trying to understand the needs of clients and especially understanding and moving with a lot of cash. Sometimes you just want to be able to swipe the card and make the payment. Yeah?
And I understand naturally that the card would is an enhanced version in terms of security, which is also very much important.
Absolutely.
Earlier when you mentioned smart ATMs, you can define that and also list some of the features that this particular branch would be offering if you talk about night safe and
so we have night safe, so full services. So night safe, checking accounts, savings accounts, investments, so the full gamut. What is a smart ATM? All our branches in Trinidad and Tobago have smart ATMs. It means that you can go to the ATM and you don't have to use an envelope. You take up to 90 bills. So you take out you don't have to count it. You don't have to sort it either. The machine sorts it. It knows which one is 20. It knows which one is 50. It knows which one is 100. And you put it into, and it automatically counts credits, and the money is credited directly to your account. So imagine instead of doing that, coming in and waiting to do that via the counter, if you were able to just stop by and do that for your daily sales, your weekly sales, and for the checks, it will read the check, right? So it reads the check. If it's not able to read the check, you have an opportunity to actually enter the check number. Now that we're going to go and verify. But again, it's probably faster than coming in, and you then have the discretion of when you want to be able to do that, whether or not it's in the morning, in the evening, on the weekend. So that's just some of the services about that we'll be offering with a really great Tobago-led team in Lowlands.
That's fantastic. I saw you mention earlier on, well, I heard you mention earlier on the Visa business card, but a part of the other solutions includes loans of up to 350,000.
So we do provide unsecured loans up to $350,000. We do quite a bit of car loans as well. We will be bringing to Tobago a campaign that's called 100% financing, no matter the age of the car. Because sometimes when you have some very, very good vehicles in the market, and it's 4 years old or 5 years old, and if you might go to a financial institution and they say, well, you need to put 30 or 40% down. So when you run the math, it might make sense to go and buy the car, but you really like this car, you're really passionate. So we will do 100% financing, understanding the valuation of that, and we've seen that quite receptive within the market. So look forward for that. Look forward for us working with clients and their goal of home ownership. I'm very passionate about home ownership because that is generational wealth. and how do we achieve that within Tobago. So.
All right. I want to go back to the visa account
Yeah.
to travel. It's difficult to have Forex. I mean, let me just ask, is Forex available at JMMB? Someone can access. And then when you answer that, we move on to the visa card.
So Forex is a challenge at all financial institutions, but we do work to understand the clients and try to serve as best as we can. Our Visa debit card offers monthly $250 US for clients, both on the Visa card as well as the Visa Business debit card, and we found that
Debit card as well?
Debit card.
Visa debit?
Visa debit.
All right, and so stay right there. So we know the credit card, you can use it internationally. Can you use the debit by JMMB internationally as well?
Yes. So,
wow.
So it's a small limit of $250, but we have found it to be invaluable for persons who have subscriptions. So if you're an IT person, you have some subscriptions. You don't have to, credit cards and application, documentation, if I get approved. And so JMMB, at this point in time, and we've been passionate about trying to keep this, offers $250 US monthly. That covers some Amazon payments. That covers some purchases. That's for anybody. So you open your account today, and you get the card.
Very good.
Right? So unique opportunity, I think.
Excellent. But let's stay a little bit. If in regular banks, you have to inform the bank that you're traveling and you would want to use your visa, your credit card abroad, and they would have to do something to it, I don't know. But what is, let's say I'm traveling tomorrow. Mm-hmm. I'm a member of JMMB. My credit card is valid in England, in Canada, in America, and I can utilize it with no problems when they pass it.
So we don't offer credit cards. So we have decided to focus the offerings in our Visa debit cards and the allocation of a U.S. limit to our Visa debit card. We'll continue to watch how the foreign exchange market operates. But all our clients, any client who walks in today and opens an account, gets a Visa debit card. They don't have to do a notification, and they're able to access it. And then we work with the clients to be able to understand what might be some of their other U.S. dollars.
And just to be crystal clear, point of sale while abroad, in addition to your regular online.
Yes. I use it.
That's encouraging.
Yeah, and I guess we could segue into apart from that, what exactly sets JMMB apart from the other commercial banks that we have grown accustomed to?
So we have grown, I would say that we have a vision and a mantra of empowerment for clients. And that is driven by our team members and the passion that we're able to drive in understanding clients and giving opportunity for clients to grow. So if our clients do better, if our clients grow, then we as an institution will grow. When we look at our feedback, our commentary, we were excited when we announced coming to Tobago, the kind of feedback that we saw from clients who have experienced JMMB and experienced the journey of who we are, right? Because as I mentioned to many business persons, JMMB at a point in time was a small business, right? We grew from a room smaller than this with a vision, a woman, Joan Duncan, having a vision for entrepreneurship and for growth and empowerment of people. And that drew JMMB investments. And now we have locations across the region. So we operate out of Jamaica, Dominican Republic, Barbados, and Trinidad and Tobago.
Mm-hmm. So the branch is opening, ladies and gentlemen, on Monday the 16th. Operations hours regular,
yes,
more or less, located at Lowlands Mall. But we should be excited, one, for another option.
Yes.
But in terms of community impact, what are some of the inroads or the plans that the bank intends to explore?
This is one of the early things that we've been so excited about. We were thinking when we opened the branch, and we did the design and the architecture, that we wanted to have visuals, iconic visuals of Tobago on the walls of the branch. We wanted to come in and feel, and so we thought, well, maybe we get some pictures, we ordered some prints, and the team decided that we would ask the young people of Tobago to paint their vision and their iconic images that will be displayed on the walls of the branch. So we held a competition a couple of months ago, and initially we were looking at the top 3 winners, but let me tell you that the quality, the outstanding artwork, it was amazing. And so we actually are going to have the top 6 winners. The paintings have been framed. They will be coming to the opening, and we'll be featuring the artwork, and we will be committing, I've said to Secretary Hackett, we'll commit to an ongoing program of engaging the young people in art and other opportunities. And I think this is just our first aspect, but
very good.
Very, 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 very excited. We had our other colleague, JMMB Express. They were part of the reading books to kids just recently. So again, this is part of our culture of us being connected to our community.
Very good. Right, so you said what would set you apart is what you offer. However, there are those back in the day, when you have some savings in whichever bank you choose, you would get an interest at the end of the year, a little kakada, as we say. Does JMB provide, let's say...
We offer very decent kakada, right?
so at the end of the day, the interest, you get a little...
Yes, and actually we have something called a step-up deposit. We actually say, we'll give you the interest up front. Really? So we say that if you put your account and you keep that account for a year, we'll actually pay you the interest up front.
Wow, that's excellent. So,
right?
And this is what I'm trying to get at. Right.
Yes.
So let's go now to family, and you mentioned homeowners and so on. Loans, the interest rate is half of the why people prefer to go to other institutions is because I don't know if JMMB is offering a difference in terms of interest rate.
I don't, in my experience working in the financial sector, it's not so much about interest rate. It is about being able to qualify, to be able to achieve that goal, and to be able to have something that's manageable. So many times someone will walk in with an objective, and we need to just ask a few more questions. You need to pause a little bit and understand what is the bigger goal. You need to borrow $200,000. Tell me a little bit more. Well, I'm doing this because of why. Well, maybe we should structure that a little bit differently. Let's make sure that by the time that you end the month and you do all your payments, that you still have some money to go and live, right? And so that requires a financial person to sit with a client and ask all those questions. So we offer a lot of flexibility, and I think that's what we're going to be coming with in the market.
Very good. The banks also have been accused, and we're coming to closing just now, and we'll ask what does the expansion mean and so on. But just to get in this part, it's easier to get a loan for a vehicle than to get a piece of land and to build a house. Yeah. You mentioned that JMMB is approaching or wants to deal with families or to build families. Yeah. Let's speak to that. Let's say that I see a piece of land for $1 million, and or in total, it might cost me 200 million for house completion, land purchase of land, and so on.
We're very open to it. We're very, very open to working with clients. In fact, we have been running campaigns for the last 3 years that's doing up to 100% financing of your home, because we are that committed to the opportunity. So what are the impediments that stop someone from home ownership, if we think about it? One of the things before was, the amount of stamp duty, and you'd have to have so much money. You hear that comment, how much money I would need to pay for closing fees. Now that stamp duty concession is up to under 2 million. You have a lot of waivers in terms of that. The next thing that comes in, it says, I'm paying a rent for $5,000, and when the mortgage is about $5,000, but I need to find the 10% down, and we are saying we will put that 10%. We will do the 100% financing, and understanding how you have managed credit, we will provide that. So it requires us and anybody coming and having a conversation, right? And also, based on some time that I've spent here, I've seen where a lot. There may be opportunity for persons who want to build their home, right? And so working through that solution is going to be important as well.
Excellent.
In the initial stage or one of the earlier phases in the Jamaican context, the bank operated as a money broker, something to that extent?
So we started off as Jamaica Money Market Brokers, right? So that was our initial name. That was also where, I mean, if we think about that, what JMMB brought to Jamaica at that point in time, early on in that financial context, if you wanted to get into investment markets, you needed to have, say, $1 million to enter. So Joan Duncan and her vision was, why not I take that $1 million, even if it's one share, and split it up 10,000 people, and let 10,000 people benefit. Right. And that drove that opportunity and really opened up the market for people to grow wealth. In that change, in our consolidation, we expanded. So we started expanding into banking and express finance, and so we did that reconsolidation, a reorganization, and now we are JMMB, and among our entities, and a strong brand, we believe, across the region.
Okay, and just wanted to get that clear.
Yes.
For those who may be wondering,
sure,
when we look at the growth, and as we talk in growth, the expansion of the brand, and well, having this new branch in Tobago, just speak to the importance and the convenience of the new branch before we close this morning.
So we're excited with the location. The mall we thought was a very strategic location, offering parking and accessibility. All our banking locations have public bathrooms. We've again, listening to and building something. When you have an opportunity to build something, you can listen to the concerns. No one stands in line in our branches. All branches are seated. We manage all clients via a queue management system, which means we are able to not only understand how long people wait, but also clients can give us immediate feedback. So as you leave, you could say, well, this was really bad, this was really good, and it actually comes to us immediately the next day. That's how we are trying to be able to listen to the clients and improve our overall service. So we're very excited about bringing the entire experience of JMMB, and I know that clients in Tobago will feel the passion of who we are in providing those services.
What about students? I didn't get students.
Yeah, we're happy to open. We have youth accounts, so happy to be open. Our first youth accounts will be the team members who won the art competition.
Right.
So, and we'll be doing a contribution to their account opening, as well as one of the prizes for those students.
All right, so JMMB will be, it's presently in Scarborough. That location will be remain, or it's...
So that location, which houses our JMMB Express Finance and investments, that will remain. And what we'll be opening up is a brand new location that will house our JMMB Bank.
Excellent.
Yes.
All right. So, and of course, what does this expansion mean for Tobago in general? That's your last question.
So I believe that it provides the people of Tobago with another option, and another option to be able to explore their financial opportunities and solutions. We ask to be given that opportunity, and we'll be grateful for that opportunity to meet and speak to clients. And I'm sure that those who have worked with us will also have very good things to say. And we are looking forward to work with both clients and the business community and the Tobago House of Assembly in terms of driving financial opportunity for the people of Tobago.
With this new branch opening, are there space vacancies for young people to be employed?
Well, we went through a very robust hiring process in Tobago over the last 2 or 3 months. So I would say we look forward to see some additional opportunities as we settle in. And so maybe not this summer, it's July, August holiday vacation, but certainly next year we could certainly look at some additional opportunities.
All right, we want to thank you very much for being with us this morning. And of course, Mr. Baptiste, Jason Baptiste, General Manager of JMMB. Thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. All right.